Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for, I believe today is Tuesday, October 24th. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Sorry about that, but life was getting in the way and all this travel. And as you can see, I am finally back at home. So I got a good setup. I'm back to multiple monitors. Got my nice audio and video, so shouldn't be too many complaints this time around. I'm still on my own. Let me not screw up and make sure I go to screen share before we start talking about the markets. I will try and do at least one more this week. I am home till Sunday, and on Sunday I am off to another round of events, and then I'm back home again for a couple of weeks. So while I'm home, I'm gonna try and get. While I'm home, I'm going to try and get a couple of videos in. I really hope I'm not conflicting with the World Crypto Network. I do have multiple monitors again, and I see the chat running. I'm not sure if Jimmy Song is going to come on in like an hour or not. I haven't really, I didn't coordinate this time. I didn't think I would conflict. But anyway, all right, let's just, I already have 220 views. Let's just go right into screen share, and I'll like do my announcements and stuff after. Perfect. This way I'm not messing anything up. And Rich, thank you for doing questions. Rich will be compiling questions for me today. So Jimmy is on at 3:30. Is that Eastern time? So that means I have an hour and 10 minutes. I don't really want to conflict with him. So let me try to get this done in an hour and 10 minutes. We got a lot to talk about. And maybe I'll do one more of these. You know, tomorrow I'm kind of busy, but maybe on Thursday, maybe over the weekend before I go away. I don't know. I'll try and get a few more of these done. All right. Let's go to screen share, and we take it from there. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do application screen share. This way, I'm not messing anything up. I also have my brokerage account open. So yeah, this is a tough week for me, guys. This is my week of trading as well, right? This is when I also do traditional trading, and I'm not doing such a good job because I haven't been properly paying attention. But I'm going to close that to save bandwidth. All right. If you haven't yet read over the Learn Trading section, please do. This is a very cool chart. I know it's amazing when you what happens when you tweet out that chart. So I gotta blow her spot here. Where is it? Look at that. Jesus. I wish I had this many likes on my tweets. Oops, didn't mean to unlike that. But yeah, here's the chart. Learn it. Learn it. Candlesticks is the most important part of trading. If you don't understand candlesticks, you really should not be trading. You are really going to lose all of your money. All right. So clearly, these charts are pretty damn useful. So go ahead and make sure you read this section if you think you're going to be a trader. I put a lot of work into it. All of these links are very useful. And go ahead and read it. All right, markets. S&P 500. You know what? We've been going straight up. I mean, I can't even put another one of these boxes. I mean, I'm just going to wait. And I'm still bullish the S&P 500. Like, you can't even get a pullback. This is the daily chart of the S&P 500. And is it possible we hit a high? This is my thing, right? You see this right here? Can be an all-time high because you only had one day to exit. So far, it is possible that yesterday for the stock market was an all-time high. Speaking of candlesticks, okay, so where is it? Right there. You see this thing called bullish? Can I zoom in on this? I guess not. Maybe I have to go to my own chart. Here. Let's zoom in on that. Right here. You see where it says bearish engulfing? Right here. The bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. That's what you have on the daily S&P 500 index. The bearish engulfing after this monster gap into Friday. This had to do with, I believe, Trump and choosing a new chair of the Federal Reserve. I really thought it might have been Jamie Dimon, but oh well, I guess it's not going to be. But this is a bearish engulfing. Now we'll see. Now, right now, the candle that it's forming is called a bullish harami. So this could flip-flop back and forth. But had today we gone down, this could have been a high for a while. Now, let's see what else is going on. This is an all-time high. There's really not much else to go by other than the time indicator. Okay, now what did the time indicator tell you? The time indicator told us that on a daily chart, shit was getting real. Now, I need to clarify something here. I slightly adjusted this code than the original author that made this code. Those of you that have participated in a tone-based consulting service, for whom I've given this code, and for whom I've explained this indicator in detail, you also got the book. And if you read the book, you would know that in the book that made this indicator originally, this would not have been a green one. This would have been a no number. This is an unnumbered candle. So that means, according to the original creator of this code, the 9 was not here on Friday. The 9 was actually there on Monday. My code is a little bit different than the original author. I like having a 1 here because it gives me a heads up before professional traders that a 9 is coming. So the real 9, according to those on Wall Street that are using this indicator, and by the way, I'm starting to get emails from like Wall Street traders that are kind of impressed the way I use this indicator. So that was really cool to read, and you know who you are. There's been 2 of you, but one of you I replied to this morning. Okay, so thank you for that. That much appreciated. And so Wall Street got notified yesterday that there was a 9. My code notified you 1 candle earlier, which is why I like it my way, and I also don't like to follow the rules. So I have my own little additions. Also, nothing in the book will ever tell you about a 1 to 4 day correction, 1 to 4 candle correction. That's also something I learned outside of the book. Not really going to dox the people I learned it from. So anyway, so the 9 really was here according to the textbook. And here we go. Let's see if this leads to a 1 to 4 day correction in the S&P 500. And then we take it from there, right? And then we'll see. So go from the top of this candle or from the middle of this candle, don't really matter. Let's see how big of a correction we can get, okay? So we did have, you know what? I may have to turn on the back test. I want to see which 13s belong to which 9s. So this 9 led you to this 13. This 9 is ongoing, and now you just had another 9. All right. Boom. Yeah, this 9 led you to this 13. This 9 is ongoing, and now you have another 9. That here or here depends if you're using my code or the textbook, okay, on this indicator. So there you go. So I'm looking for a short correction, and then we'll see. This could lead to a bigger correction. Why do I think this will lead to a bigger correction? Well, because here's the weekly chart, right? And even though I was very, very bullish, the weekly chart, we're an all-time high. The RSI, I'm too lazy to draw red circles. The RSI is once again overbought. The MACD is once again crossing to the upside and way in high territory. So all we can do is go, again, to the time code, because like I don't know how high we can get. I mean, here's my Fibonacci extension. Other than a Fibonacci extension, I don't really have anything to go by on how high the S&P 500 could go. But have a look at this. Let's see what we got. What we have is a weekly 8. And weekly nines don't come all that often. But look at the last 2 times we had weekly 9s. we had minor multi-week pullbacks, multi-week pullbacks, multi-week pullbacks. Here comes a 9 next week. Next week is going to be a 9 on the weekly S&P. So your daily 9 has just arrived this week. Your weekly 9 is coming next week on the S&P 500. So you really have to keep an eye on this. We're even above my arrow that I drew months ago, right? I drew this arrow. I would have drawn this arrow when I drew this arrow. So I drew this arrow back in August. Back in August, I drew this pullback and I drew this upside, right? So we're still looking good. But next week, the S&P 500 and a lot of big companies reporting earnings this week, right? This week, next week. Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Tesla, they're all reporting earnings. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Someone asked me about Tesla. Maybe I'll pull up a chart. Now, let's go up. Let's go to the monthly chart. I don't have anything drawn here. Now, this is interesting. Okay, because here's the deal. Again, remember what I said about the tone version of the syndicator and the textbook version of the syndicator. So, according to the textbook, this would not have been a green 1. I like getting a jump on things. So that means the 9 that Wall Street is seeing is actually in October, not September, because the textbook skips a number. You do not get green numbers following green 9s and then red numbers following red 9s. You skip a candle. Okay, so this means that right now on the S&P 500 this month, we have a monthly 9 with the red arrow and a weekly 9 with the red arrow coming in next week. All right, so this could be the time to take some profit. So I'm actually going to adjust. Oh, this is my monthly chart. I might do a save as. I need a monthly S&P anyway. Save as S&P monthly. Save. This way I have a standalone S&P monthly and I can go back to weekly here. All right. I should have made this full screen. That's okay. Right, I'm going to save. And I'm going to close. That's the daily. Anyway, I'll close it in a minute. So here's the, is this the monthly? This should be the monthly. This is the monthly, right? So this is where it becomes very, very interesting. Also on the weekly, it's even worse than that, right? On the weekly, you have a 9. This 9 led to this 13. This 9 led to this 13 right here. And this 9 is going to lead to a 9-13 next week. So on a weekly, it's a 9 and a 13 on the same day, which is bad, which is very bad. On a monthly, according to the textbook, that's a 9 this month. All right. And a 13 is coming soon. But it will be a little late. So just a lot of things are lining up that aren't very pretty for the S&P 500. So I'm going to slide this over a bit, and we're going to put in a pullback. Spending some extra time on the S&P. I know everybody cares about Bitcoin. So this is going to be interesting. The monthly and the S&P. Let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, here's the monthly, and here's the 2000. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. Jesus Christ, could you have timed? Oh, my God. I know, guys, I haven't even looked at this in a while, right? Like, here's the monthly S&P. I don't remember last time I looked at the monthly and the S&P. That was useful. And that was pretty damn useful. This is the 2007 high. I know we hit one higher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months later. And that's a pretty good timing on the low. So that's a pretty damn good timing on the monthly May 2011 top. So I would take these things seriously. I am. So because there was a immediate 9 following a 9, this 9 is actually up here. Okay. Maybe I should adjust the code to the book, but anyway, it doesn't hurt me. This only helps me. But yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on this. I'm generally bullish on the S&P 500, but perhaps not for the rest of the year. Maybe next year. Market ain't crashing, guys. Unsubscribe to the gloom and doomers. Unsubscribe. So this is my monthly view of the S&P. All right, let's save. Now I have a monthly chart for future reference. All right, I'm gonna close the S&P and then I'm gonna make my screen bigger. How do I do that? There you go, guys. Gold. I'm not gonna spend too much time on gold this time around. I had the short trade. Here, and then I stopped paying attention. It was a pretty good trade. Then it went all the way back up. It pierced the 50-day moving average by like 1 day, and it got rejected. So what does that tell you? It tells you that gold isn't very strong right now. I thought it would get up here. Well, that wasn't good. So I didn't get a chance to draw any of these arrows, but I don't want to draw anything in hindsight. I'm bearish. I mean, I don't see what else. Like, we can reevaluate when it gets to the 200-day moving average. Let's see if there's anything on the indicators that would have helped. Well, you're on a 6. I'm looking for 3 more days of downside. This only made it to a 7. This would have been an 8. Never really made it to a 9. Yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna delete this trade. It doesn't belong here anymore. You either made money or it stopped you out break even. I wouldn't enter this short. I would not enter the short. It's too late. The time to enter the short was around here somewhere, like either when it got rejected by the 50-day or up here when, like, during this red 2 candle. It's too late to enter this. You can maybe look for a bounce. But also, let's take a look at the weekly and see what that says. Here's the weekly. I was looking for a pullback all the way to the trend line and then a bounce. Now, that didn't happen. So let's see. I still have the short trade. As you can see, the short trade, even though you had a monster week, it's now back. The entrance, an additional entry. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here with this. Weird. I mean, you had a second entry, right? Like, you had this red 2. So worst case scenario, your entry would have been here. Your stop loss would have been fairly high, right? Because you're still working on a color flip. So this trade is still break even. Like, at the least, your stop loss is above the previous candle. If you want to keep it real tight, it's over there. But that clearly didn't work. But you can now lower it to the height of the previous candle, and when this week ends, you'll be able to lower it. Oops. You'll be able to lower it to, like, the top of the current candle or the top of the entry candle, right? But anyway, I'm not gonna get too far into it. So I'm still short. You still have about 4 more weeks of downside. Just like we had a 9 in the green, I'm looking for a 9 in the red. That's pretty much it. Don't really know what else to say. Gold, I'm bearish. Look, weekly gold, bearish. Daily gold, bearish. I can go to monthly gold. I haven't even looked at the monthly gold. Monthly gold is kind of bullish. So your weekly and daily is going against the monthly trend. You really want all of these trends to align. But bearish on weekly and daily. Nothing else to say. All right, next. Oil, I've been bullish on oil ever since we broke out. And looks good. I mean, RSI is not overbought. MACD is just crossing over to the positive side of things. Nothing else to say. You have plenty of room to the upside. You're about to make a new multi-month high. We can turn on the indicator, make sure we're not getting any 9s. We're on a 7, so you got 2 more weeks. You got the rest of this week and next week. So if you're long oil, you can even, raise your stop loss. Like, this trade should not cost you any money. Like, I can make the stop loss, like a penny, right? But in reality, you would not let this trade cost you any money. All right, let's save it. Next, the euro. So I was a little off on the timing of the euro. I expected it to get rejected at the 200-day moving average. It went up a little bit more. It went up, not much more, like, I don't know, 6% more, 7% more, not nothing too substantial. And now it's starting to come down. All of my short trade, this is the weekly euro. You are RSI just crossed. That's kind of ugly. Sorry, your MACD just crossed. Your RSI also crossed. It was overbought for a while, and now it's going back down. So everything is looking bad. Your 200-day moving average, while it's playing support, 200-week moving average, while it's playing support, it's still, trending downwards. Your golden cross isn't coming for a while, and I'm still waiting for a complete collapse of the euro. It's taking its damn sweet time. So if I zoom in, I'll again another trade that should not cost you money. You can even start setting your stop loss lower and lower. We'll throw on the indicator. Yeah, you see why I got caught on this bad arrow. I had a 9 here, so I shorted and didn't make it. But then you had another short opportunity a little later, and now we're on a 5 weekly, looking for 9, maybe lower. Let's go to the daily chart. Multiple chances to enter. You missed this reversal candle, but then you got caught on that. Then you made the other reversal candle. Now the daily one is looking really nice, right? Because look at these arrows. I would have drawn these arrows in real time or way ahead, right? Why did I draw this arrow up here? Because this is where I expected the moving average to be. And now I'm expecting a continued rejection of the 50-day moving average as it goes down to the 200-day moving average. And again, another trade, you can like lower your stop loss to nothing, and then just trade continues to make you money. Let's see, indicator, time indicator. There was a 9 right here telling you to be careful, probably why I drew these arrows. And now we're going back down. Once this 2 started trading below this 1, it becomes a short once again, and looks good. All right, let me exit full screen. Let me close all of these traditional markets. And now we're going to talk about Bitcoin. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I got 900 live viewers. We're up to Bitcoin. I think I spent about 15-20 minutes on it, a little longer than I wanted. Thank you for your support. Thank you for following me. I haven't been tweeting as much. Look, I've been busy. Actually, I wanted to do this video yesterday, but I had like a root canal done yesterday, so I was not going to be speaking on camera for like an hour and a half. So that certainly wasn't happening. I guess this is the time for me to, again, I don't have sponsors for this show. I just have like a few affiliate links, and I just wanted to point those out. Just my affiliate links. If you're going to use TradingView, and a lot of people are using TradingView, just use my link. Use my link to sign up for TradingView. It doesn't cost you anything extra. But just use my link, CryptoHW Wallet. I have a link that will save you money. Cryptomatic, I have a link that would save you money. My watch is getting ready to be shipped. I'll show you guys on camera. Magic Money, it's free with Amazon Prime. If you're going to watch it on Vimeo, I have a discount code for you. And same thing with OneBroker. It's the only, I haven't used it in a while, but use it at your own risk. But if I ever do trade the euro or gold or oil, this is where I throw those trades on, right? Just a little bit of Bitcoin. So go ahead, and there's definitely a disclaimer for that because it's an unregulated exchange. All right. But yeah, so check this out. So you can support with affiliate codes. That's about it. I don't really have anything else. I mean, Bitcoin, right? So here is, I tweeted this out earlier today, and everyone misunderstood, right? Okay, first of all, for some reason, out of this entire email, what people are focusing on is BitConnect. Guys, BitConnect is a Ponzi scheme, all right? I don't care about BitConnect. It's a freaking Ponzi. I'm not going to do a crypto scam on BitConnect probably because it's just so dumb. It's just a straight up Ponzi. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Tether is just the US dollar, right? So Tether and BitConnect are completely uncorrelated with Bitcoin. But the point of this tweet is look that at other than Tether and BitConnect, every one of the top 35 shitcoins on the market is inversely correlated or negatively correlated to Bitcoin. What does that tell you? What the hell does that tell you? It tells you that people are either buying into shitcoins or buying into Bitcoin. There's not going to be multiple blockchains. There's just not. That's not how the world works. Okay. There's going to be one blockchain that people trust. There's going to be one digital blockchain store of value. There's going to be one mining structure that has 95% of all the mining. It's going to be that way, right? So if you think your shitcoin can coexist with Bitcoin, you're either lying to yourself or lying to other people. You can trade this garbage. You can trade this garbage all you like. You can make more Bitcoin. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But the moment you start telling me that, what's the latest? Where the hell is, like, is Decred even on this list in the top 35? How shitty is that coin? Guys, I don't even see it. Anyway, if you're going to start telling me that, you know what, God, how are people taking Decred seriously? It can't even make it to the top 35 of shitcoins. Or am I missing something? If you're going to tell me that IOTA is the future, like, that's just nuts. That's just nuts. Okay. I think the Pinkcoin scam isn't here either. Or Zcash, or the fork of Zcash, which is the Zen crap. I mean, come on, just look at this list. Just look at it. It's insane, right? Now, I am, of course, on record saying that Monero is, not a scam, and Litecoin is not a scam. Now, here's the big misunderstanding. Just because Litecoin and Monero are not scams, it does not mean that Tone supports Litecoin or Tone supports Monero. Tone accepts Litecoin as donations because I hate 5-cent Bitcoin donations. Okay, I'm not even using SegWit addresses yet. 5-cent donations are annoying. If you're gonna send me 5-cent donations, please use Litecoin. Okay, I don't need 5-cent donations. All right. So just because I think these things are not scams doesn't mean they're good investments. Okay, there are 90% of penny stocks on pink sheets in the stock market are not scams. It doesn't mean they're good investments. Okay, they're not good investments. Anyway, yeah, I'm talking with myself in the third person. It's kind of fun sometimes. But anyway, Oh, and apparently Neo is scamming you twice, right? Or Bitmain or Antpool or whoever the hell created Neo. So they have Neo, and from what I understand, they have gas. So it's basically one scam. It's a double scam, right? So it's so these two are actually part of the same shitcoin, from what I understand. Like, so they created a useless token that you don't need, and then they scammed you a second time by creating a second useless token to be used on the first useless token that they created. So enjoy. Let's see how that ends. Look, Bitcoin is down. Oops. Bitcoin is down, and all the shitcoins are up. Now we're gonna talk about why Bitcoin's down. It's because of that damn BitGold nonsense. But anyway, so you gotta understand my tweet. Okay, that was the email in the tweet. Let me pull up the tweet. Let me see here. After this, we'll do Bitcoin. I promise. How many live viewers am I on? I'm at 1,000 live viewers, right? Here's the tweet, right? Like, everybody misunderstood it, right? Everyone's talking to me about BitConnect. Everyone's talking to me about competition. Guys, competition is great when they're legitimate companies. Creating your own currency in your basement is not exactly a legitimate company, which is why all of this garbage is just going to fluctuate. And there'll be another number 2. Ethereum will eventually go to 0. There'll be something else at number 2. Ripple will eventually get, sued or whatever, because it's a private company. It's not even a blockchain. Ccash, it's not Ccash yet. Bcash and Btrash, that's going to go away. All of their miners are just going to go to 2x. I mean, all of this will go away. I mean, there'll be other shit here. I'm not saying there won't be altcoins. I'm just saying it's not going to be these. Like all of these will go away, right? Like, I don't even know where Doge is. Like, Doge used to be number 2 and 3, and where it is now, right? So all of this, like Ethereum will be like number 300 one day. Like it's all going to fluctuate, and none of it is going to have any substance. And Bitcoin will stay up there. I mean, that's just how it's going to happen. It's very obvious to me. Like, I don't really have to think about it. All right, let's talk about the price of Bitcoin. Here is, I gotta turn on the back test. So this is the monthly chart of Bitcoin. A couple of things here, okay? We are dealing with all new highs in Bitcoin. We're dealing with all new highs of Bitcoin. So was this indicator useful to us in the past? Well, it called this high pretty damn good. And even though I am using, a composite, I'm using a composite here of multiple exchanges. What you don't see is a 9 over here. But the most popular exchange during this time was still Mt. Gox. And even though the composite broke the count from 5 to red 1 to green 1, the Mt. Gox version of this did have a 9 here. Let me pull up Mt. Gox. This is important. Here's the monthly Mt. Gox. Here's the monthly Mt. Gox. See, I just can't use Mt. Gox because, as of February 2014, Mt. Gox was no longer there, right? But you can see how Mt. Gox got you a 9. Now, remember what I said during the S&P 500. The big difference between my code and the book is that the book would have skipped this number. So that means, according to the book of this indicator, the 9 would have come right there on the following candle in December. That would have been a 9. It still would have been a perfected 9. It would have been a red arrow. It would have just come right here. And then this would have been, again, blank, right? So now when I go to the composite, in my head, there is a 9 here or here. My code is here. Textbook is there. There's still a 9 there. Okay? So it definitely helped me here, and it definitely helped me here. It didn't really help here, but I can get back into the market, right? Like around here somewhere. Actually, I would have got back into the market like here. Would have been perfect. Because again, according to the textbook, this is a no-go. You either buy it right there, or you wait till you have a green candle above a previous green candle, which would have been right there. Okay, would have been a 4 here. Anyway, doesn't matter, right? And then we go on. So this is, once again, this is interesting, right? Remember how I've been saying a 9 is coming next month? But here's a big but. Here's a little disclaimer, because in the time that I did not do any of these videos, I got to, and I had a bunch of clients, by the way. I fell behind in all my private clients. So I went through some of these charts in details with my clients, and my clients have the book of this indicator and all this stuff. All right. That's the tone-based consulting service. All right. So here's what you have to look at. You have a 9. Remember what I said about the difference between my indicator and the textbook. My indicator has a 1 here. The textbook doesn't. The textbook would have skipped a number, and then the 1 starts here. That means according to the textbook, the 9 would have been delayed by 1 number. And then it happened again. So according to the textbook, the 9 would have been delayed again by a number. So if you're using the textbook version of this indicator, and I don't want to say the name of the indicator, please email me. Please go to my website. Click on consulting, and then you have all of this information. There's also information down here in time analysis. Okay. So this is the monthly chart. So if this one gets pushed back according to the textbook, and this one now gets pushed back to here, because that's a 9, that's a skip, and that's a 1. That means we're 2 numbers ahead. I'm 2 numbers ahead. So according to the textbook, this would be a 6. And that could potentially mean 2 more months. It depends on which code you want to use, the textbook or mine. Now, I am taking this 8 seriously and the 9 next month, because it helps me that there's a hard fork coming. But I have all of this in my head. There's also multiple 13s going down, right? So, which also get shifted by a number or 2, right? But anyway, I think you guys get the point. I don't want to spend too much time on this, right? So those of you that have been clients of mine, and there's been plenty of you understand it better. So I am looking for a top in the near future, either next month or sometime this winter. All right, let's go. Let's drop Mt. Gox. Let's save the monthly chart. And the reason why I use composite, by the way, guys, is just so that I can go back all the way to 2010. It's the only reason why I use composite. Otherwise, I would have used one of the exchanges. I would love to make my own composite. If someone knows of a way I can make a trading view chart with my own composite, and then I can make Mt. Gox way more relevant back here, just to make sure I'm seeing my 9 like I'm supposed to up there, that'd be great. All right, let's go to the weekly chart. This still bothers me. The fact that we never retested 1300 still bothers me. It will continue to bother me until Bitcoin is stable above $10,000. Until Bitcoin is stable above 10,000, the 1300 will continue to worry me. Okay, not a major worry, but a worry. Let's zoom in on the weekly. So this was an awesome, beautiful pullback. Okay, beautiful pullback. I could not have thought of it any better than this. This is what I wanted to see for this pullback, to just touch the previous high, but it didn't. So this is the one that was beautiful. Now, what we need is we need to go up a little more and then come back and touch 5,000, right? Because now we have a line here at 5K. Now, this is not a big enough pull. Like, you need to go higher. You see how we went after we broke out, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks. We broke out, we just pulled back the same week. That's not enough. We need to pull back later in the year. We need to get as high as possible. And the higher we get, the stronger the support is. Like, this support here is incredibly strong based on how high we are. So the higher we get, the stronger the support becomes. The stronger the 5,000 support is. There it is, 5,000. Right. The higher we go, the stronger the 5,000 support. Okay. Let's go to the indicators. So we are on a weekly 4. That means 6 more weeks of upside. It's a little bit of a rough week. Let's see what happens. We still have another week in October. So let's see what happens. You know, my arrows are still doing pretty good. Your buy point was, according to this indicator on this time frame, was right there. All right. So our weekly is still bullish. Like, our lows are here. Our low for the week is there. Let's see if we can close the week strong. And we're going to talk about the minor sell-off. Now, let's talk about the daily. Here's the bird's eye view of the daily. Let me save this. Here's the bird's eye view of the daily. I don't know if I can draw this any better, right? Like, look at my giant green arrow that's completely covered by the price of Bitcoin. Like, we're exactly where I expected us to be. So I'm going to adjust this. I mean, that's no longer needed. That's a pretty damn big uptrend in the MACD, right? I can extend this RSI. So everything looks good on a daily. I mean, yeah, we're overextended, but hell, I mean, it's Bitcoin. And the shitcoins are doing even better still. Here's the daily. I don't know if I could have drawn this green arrow any better back in September. So it's been a month. I drew this green arrow a month ago, and it's working out exactly as planned. I mean, today was a bad day, but so what? So what? This is the kind of candle you want. Again, going back to candlesticks, that is your, what are my dojis? I thought there was a doji. I thought there was like the doji thing here. There it is. The dragonfly doji right there. Bullish candlestick patterns, the dragonfly doji. There it is. There's your dragonfly doji. All right, right there. That's a regular doji signaling at top. Now, according to the rules of the doji, you short below the doji when it's at the top. But so it's a decent short. So what is this? What is this 7? Where did that come from? Let me see. I'm trying to remember why I put that there. Let me back up. I see why I put that there. Okay, so my target hasn't been hit yet, right? So this target is the drop from the previous high to here. So that's the drop from 5,000 down to either 3,000 or 1,275 on the close. 1,750 on the close. The big fall. So 1,750 is the minimum amount I'm expecting the price to rise the moment we break back above 5,000. There's no such thing as a double top. A double top is something that's about to get broken to the upside. So we've pulled back a little bit lower than the prior high, but we still haven't backtested the 5,000. I don't want to backtest the 5,000. I want this to go to 7K plus and then backtest to 5,000. Okay, we're way above the 50-day. We're just overextended. There's not much else I can look at here except the time indicator. And this is interesting, right? So you did get a 9 on a daily, and I warned you guys about this I'm sure I warned you clearly. And now we're going down for 1 to 4 day correction, and now we're going back up. Now, the color is flipping. This is the daily. Let's see how the day ends. We have 5 more hours to go. If we can fall 300 or 400 in a few hours, we can certainly go up 300 or 400 in a few hours. And now we're going back up. A little bit. So here's another thing, right? So this is Bitfinex. The reason I'm using Bitfinex right now is Bitfinex gave me a perfect sell signal at the high 913 right here. But right now, as you can see, Bitfinex gave us a 1 price flip, then a 2. If I go to Bitstamp and I go to daily, you can see that on Bitstamp, this was a 1 and that was a 2. So this is why, you have to look at multiple exchanges if you're going to use this indicator in Bitcoin. You don't have this problem in traditional markets. But on other exchanges, this was a 1 and this was a 2. So your buy point was right here. So yeah, you're in the red now, but your buy point was here and not up there. Okay, that's why I have a green line here. That was your buy point. In fact, your buy point was probably down here off the Dragonfly Doji. So right now, your daily is turning neutral, no matter how you slice it, right? Either here or here, the daily is turning neutral. All right, let me go back to weekly and save the chart. Your daily is turning neutral. Now, your weekly is still bullish. Your daily is turning neutral. Let's go to 4 hours. So I got these arrows right. I started to get this arrow right, and then it kind of started to sell off. All right, it happens. I don't see much here. We're back to the area of prior resistance. We are under the 50 moving average, but it's just a 4-hour chart. Do I have anything in the numbers? Well, it would be really nice to get a 9. I would love to see a little more weakness over the next 8 hours, and then have the 4-hour reverse on me. So let's see what happens. We got 58 minutes. I'm not going to be doing this video for another hour, so I'm not going to see the ending of this candle, but you guys will. And it's a bit of a descending triangle, but so what? So the 4-hour is starting to turn bullish. The daily is going neutral. The weekly is bullish. The monthly is coming to an end of a bull run. See, this is the thing, right? People are asking me, what is Bitcoin going to do now? Guys, I have no idea. You were supposed to buy Bitcoin here. I don't know how much more adamant I could have been on my videos all throughout the fear panics of this area. I was screaming buy at 760. I was screaming buy at 930. I was screaming buy on the breakout of 1300. I then warned people to sell at 3,000. I kind of got this right, though I was worried about us going here. So I was saying buy, but be cautious and then double buy. I was very adamant about buying in above 3,000. I was even adamant about buying in above 4,000. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to buy Bitcoin at $6,000. That's ridiculous, okay? We are at the top. If you want to squeeze out another $1,000 in a price at Bitcoin before a serious correction, that's on you. People are like, oh, Tone, where do you think Bitcoin's going to top? And I'm like, well, between 6,000 and 7,500. They're like, well, that's a wide range. Well, that's not my problem, right? Because the charts are giving me a wide range, right? The time to buy was all throughout this year, not now. Now is the time to look for a good exit, guys. And I think it's a little bit too early to find a good exit. I think you can definitely squeeze out a few more $1,000, but I wouldn't be buying here. That would be insane. That'd be insane. I'm not getting out either. I'm holding on to my Bitcoin. All right, so that's all I can tell you. Here's the hourly chart. Hourly is about to have a death cross. Not much here. I'll flip the indicator on just to make sure we're not getting on any nines. I mean, we had a 13 with a green arrow. That helps. Nothing is going on. Here's B trash. You know what? Every time I tweet out how terrible B trash is, someone buys a shit ton. So I tweeted out last night. I was bored, I guess. See, buy the dip, but we're not dipping much. So I tweet this out. I mean, B trash is just complete garbage. And and the moment I tweet that out, says someone wants to prove me wrong and lose money. I love it. I absolutely love it. So and then Bitcoin falls and then all this garbage goes up. It's done. I mean, you're making new lows. This is going to end like this. If you think this is sustainable, look what happened a week earlier. Like I don't even know what to say to these people. I mean, this will probably close the day at a green 1, and then the counts will just reset. Like, look, you had this stupid day, and then it sold off, made new low. You had this stupid day, it's going to sell off and make new low. I'm not going to call it C trash until it's below 0.05. So we'll be there soon. Don't worry. Now it's whatever my private clients asked me to look at. Here's Monero. I thought it can bounce off the top of. Okay, this is actually a really good example, guys. Really, really, really good example. So you know when I say in Bitcoin, where's my Bitcoin, right? You, yeah. So here it is, right? So you want the price to go up substantially above the prior high, so that the prior high becomes support. You want it to go substantially above the prior high, so prior high becomes support. It went substantially above the prior high from 3,000 to 5,000, so that the prior high became support. Look what happened in Monero. We went up and made a new high, but it wasn't substantially higher than the prior high. And that's one of the main reasons why, because it wasn't substantially higher than the prior high, it didn't establish the prior high as strong enough support to bounce. And Monero fell down. Okay. That's what I don't want to happen to Bitcoin. Now, had Monero pumped all the way to, let's say, up here somewhere, like 0.05 or something, 0.05 of a 5% of Bitcoin, then a fall back to 0.022 would have been very good support. But because it didn't go up all that much, the prior high wasn't very strong support, right? This is what worries me. If we start pulling back to 5,000 right now, 5,000 may not hold it. And if 5,000 doesn't hold it, down we go big time, okay? And let's look at the numbers. So, I mean, maybe Monero will be a buy in 2 more weeks, but you don't want this double bottom, right? Like this is a double bottom that may not hold. Like you don't want this. Like, I don't even know where to draw it, right? Like, is it on the candle close or is it on the wicks? Like, I don't even know, right? But you want to turn from above this, because if it goes below, it goes way down. So stay above this line, try to catch the 9. I mean, the 9s may not even work all that well. Anyway, that's Monero. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna close it. I'm not looking at Monero. What is this? Ethereum. Ethereum is starting to look like a basket case against Bitcoin. It is now falling against the 50-week moving average. And if I look at this, Ethereum has one thing going for it, and that's, you know, The indicator gave you a sell. Oops. And the indicator is giving you a buy. All right. So there you go. Monero, Ethereum can bounce for a minute and it's done. Ethereum actually has competition. Bitcoin doesn't. Keep that in mind. I mean, the competition is garbage as well, but at least it's competition. Close Ethereum. What is this? 10x. I have absolutely no clue what 10x is. But somebody wanted to look at it, so we looked at it. So I believe 10x is some kind of a scam token to fill a debit card with Bitcoin. But why the hell do you need a scam token to fill a debit card with Bitcoin? Why can't you just use Bitcoin to fill a debit card with Bitcoin? So 10x is either a security or it's, well, whatever it is, it's a violation of SEC rules. So they're getting around it by not selling the debit cards to Americans. But I guarantee you, if I really wanted that debit card, I'd get it. Just why the hell would I use my Bitcoin? So, you know, it just makes new lows, retests prior lows. Makes new lows, retests prior lows. Makes new lows, retests prior lows. I mean, this thing is done. I'll look at the indicator. See if it was any good. Nah. Not in here, guys. Not in here. Close it. Litecoin. God, you guys went nuts. People went nuts on these two candles. Litecoin. What did I say? Go back to these videos. Go to the videos from August. I'm like, what the hell are you guys like getting excited about? It's not breaking all-time highs. And yeah, this is one of those situations where you have a double top and you expect it to break, but you also have a double bottom. So one of them is going to break. And when one of them breaks, the shit's going to hit the fan, okay? Because it broke to the downside. So let's put on the indicator and see what's going on, okay? Boom, told you to sell the high. Now you're on a 6. You can wait a couple of more weeks, try to get the rebound, but you know what's going to happen, right? I mean, Litecoin's just become totally useless. You broke. You know what? Let me not cheat. Let me go from here, right? I mean, that's going to be resistance. That's going to be serious resistance. It's also going to be the 50-week moving average. And this is against Bitcoin, right? Like, I don't care what it does against the US dollar. Litecoin is done. Technically, from a technical perspective, it's done. I mean, you can maybe I went a little low, right there, you know, whatever. God, Litecoin. Def cross on the daily. Here's your daily Litecoin. This didn't even help. Again, Bitcoin dropped today, and you know this shit went up. So I don't know. It's not gonna last. This red line is there for a reason. You broke it. You went above it for a minute, but this is. Now you know what? I'm just gonna. Sorry, this arrow is there on purpose, right? I was a little premature, but I mean, you're gonna go back down below this line, and it's going down. Nothing there, guys. Nothing there. Save, close. Save, close. My travel schedule. Next week, I'm in Ukraine. Speaking in Ukraine, October 30th. I hate pop-ups. Jeez. Oh, wow, are you serious? Straight from Ukraine, I'm going to scaling Bitcoin. All right. Wow, Stanford campus looks nice. After scaling Bitcoin, I have this conference in Washington, D.C. Almost forgot about it. FinTech World. I got to get some more details, but I am speaking there. I'm on their website somewhere on the speaker section. So I will be in D.C. I'm going straight. Like I'm landing the morning of scaling, and I'm leaving. I'm only gonna be in San Fran for 2 days. I think I'm landing like in the morning of the 4th, and I'm leaving in the evening of the 5th. So I won't have much time in San Fran, unfortunately. But on the 6th, there is this event in Washington. The SEC I heard is coming, and we'll see. Let's see if I get out of there, in one piece. But anyway, I'm on the list. I don't know any of these people. It should be interesting. Wow, I really don't know any of these people. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I bet you nobody knows who I am, and I don't think the audience knows who I am. That's gonna be fun. Can't wait. It's gonna be cool. Then we have the Latin American Bitcoin Conference in Colombia. Oh man, I really gotta buy tickets and get an Airbnb before all you guys buy them all up. So I'll be there. Then I'm gonna go up to Toronto on December 8th, and then I'm gonna come back to Bogota, Colombia right after. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna be doing like my trading seminars. I'm gonna keep you posted on it. I want to do a trading seminar in Toronto, and I want to do a trading seminar in Colombia. And then there's the blockchain cruise in Singapore, out of Singapore. That's going to come in January. And these are my trading seminars. Anyway, I'll be putting this together. I'm working with some people. All right. Anyway, that's my travel schedule. Bitcoin. Oh man, what's going on here? Mempool is full, mostly because of BitGold. So BitGold, or wherever that thing is, I don't think their website's working. Is it BGold? Is it BitGold? So a bunch of people were moving their, was it bitgold.org? Is it Bitcoin Gold? I know you guys have Q&A. I'm getting to that. Here it is. Does it work? It's working. Wasn't working earlier today. So this thing locked you in like 2 days earlier than expected. So what happened was, so everyone was moving their and consolidating their Bitcoins because everyone wants free money. All right. Me too. I was consolidating my Bitcoins. I didn't make it, guys. I went cheap on some of the transaction fees, and some of my Bitcoin didn't consolidate in time. So I guess I won't be getting all that all that free Bitcoin. I should have paid a bigger fee. It was my bad. I went cheap, right? Because I had like a bunch of addresses that were like, had a bunch of transactions in it, and I'm not using SegWit addresses yet. So the BitGold thing was interesting. So a lot of people bought Bitcoin, probably in anticipation of the hard forks, this one and the next one, right? And it looks like some people are now selling that Bitcoin because they've locked in their BGold in order to sell it, assuming you paid a high transaction fee to get to the front of the list. So this also has an effect on SegWit transactions, because as you can see, SegWit transactions were going all the way up. This is important. We're going all the way up to 18%. And then over the last 24 hours, right, SegWit transactions crashed. Now, why is that? And that's because of guys like me that have not yet consolidated their Bitcoin into SegWit addresses, right? So like I was moving I don't have that much Bitcoin, but I know other people are in similar position. So I was consolidating my Bitcoin in order to make my life easy for pulling the BGold garbage out, okay, and making some more Bitcoin out of it. And I'm going to do the same thing for the 2x scam, all right? And I'm not on SegWit yet. But now that my Bitcoin is consolidated, I will then move it into cold storage using SegWit addresses. And from that point on, all of my future transactions are going to be SegWit. So this is probably one, and there'll be a bigger one coming in for the 2x. So there'll be a huge drop in SegWit addresses. This is why the mempool got filled up. And this is why the transaction fee also went up like crazy, because people were consolidating their non-SegWit Bitcoin. But from this point going forward, you're going to move that Bitcoin into SegWit addresses. So from now on, all of my Bitcoin is going to be in SegWit. So all of my future transaction fees are going to be cheap. Okay. Oh, someone's asking, where do I get a SegWit address? Just, I mean, Airbits doesn't have it yet. So go get a green address. Go get Trezor, Ledger. Like almost most wallets now have SegWit addresses. Okay. But now that people are consolidating their Bitcoin in order to, pull out these hard forks, they're going to be converting all of their addresses to SegWit. So this is a good thing. This right here is not a bad thing. So I don't know what the trolls of Bcash are going to tell you. They're going to tell you that people hate SegWit, and that's why like the number of SegWit transactions by percentage crashed to 6%. That's not true. This is people consolidating their Bitcoin before converting them into SegWit addresses, because at this point, you might as well go to a SegWit address because all of your future transactions are going to be cheaper. Okay. So just keep that in mind, okay, before the trolls start once again putting fake news out there. All right. So that's important. So Btrash is forking because this is so hilarious. Like I don't even know. Like you can't make this shit up. You really can't make this shit up, right? So I don't know when Btrash is forking again, but so because they have a totally centralized shitcoin, they have a board of Fed-like governors that have decided that the current inflation rate of Btrash is not ideal because the prior economic formula that they've chosen for their Btrash inflation did not work out the way these, I would call them economic geniuses by making fun of them, but none of them had ever actually taken a single economics class. So I would have totally preferred Janet Yellen and anyone else to choose a formula for Btrash inflation rate, and they would have done a better job. So these fools picked a dumb formula for their inflation rate. They have now decided that the formula is no good, so they're going to try to hard fork their Btrash to adjust the economic formula. And then when that formula turns to complete and utter shit, they will have another boardroom meeting to decide on a new inflation formula for their Btrash. And they're going to fork their coin once again. So when the hard fork happens, please, someone, anyone, keep a copy of the original blockchain of Bcash. Change the official name to Btrash or something funny as hell. Please, I don't have the time. I really wish I could. I would, just like I would drive, if I can like fork myself, like another version of Tone Vase would be driving the Ethereum work movement, like the Ethereum mining chain. And if I can fork myself again, like a Tone Vase would be driving the, keep Btrash immutable and keep the original formula of Btrash inflation. So when Btrash decides to fork to adjust their inflation rate and their difficulty, automatic difficulty adjustment, please, I beg someone, please drive the movement to preserve the original fork of Btrash, and hopefully you will get more miners than the new Janet Yellen style economic adjustment of the new version of Btrash, and maybe your Btrash version would be better, and you can keep the original chain, keep Btrash immutable without any more hard forks. I mean, this is like you can't make this shit up. I mean, this is borderline like comedy gold. All right, let me get to your Q&A, guys. I've talked enough. I don't know what else I can say about B Gold. They locked it in. I consolidated some of my Bitcoin in preparation for this. I didn't consolidate all of it because I thought I had another, 24 to 36 hours, and I was busy, and it turns out I didn't. So anyway, I'll be more prepared for the next hard fork to consolidate my shit. And but that one will probably be ahead of schedule too, which is good because I really want to go away that weekend. I don't want to spend the weekend of the 18th at my house. So please mine more Bitcoin. Let's get the 2x hard fork done by November 15th so I can go away for the weekend. All right, please. I beg you guys. All right. Let's turn on the camera. Let's go to Q&A. Hey, guys. I'm back in my apartment. It's still standing. Q&A. Thank you, Rich, for putting together the questions. Thank you for your support. Thank you for liking and sharing. I mean, I get so few donations. I mean, people think that I'm like rich on donations. Guys, I mean, donation address is just there. I get like $50 a week, a month. I don't even know. Like that's consulting. Look, you wanna get your money's worth? Call me for consulting. Go if my schedule's been full, but call me for consulting. I make time. I make time for paying clients. People are like, oh, how come Tone went MIA? Well, Tone had paying clients, right? This I do on the side. All right, Q&A. Getting to it late, so stick around. Will we eventually see the what? Will we eventually see the hyper-Bitcoinization of the world where fiat is rendered useless, or will Bitcoin find a balance with new fiat cryptocurrency? Bitcoin will find a balance with the fiat cryptocurrency, okay? The fiat cryptocurrency is coming. It will be centralized. There will be centralized cryptocurrency everywhere. All of the countries are going to go digital. All of these countries are going to eliminate cash, and Bitcoin will find a balance. I expect Bitcoin to be the biggest. Like if you think drugs are demonized, wait till Bitcoin takes over the demonization game. When governments finally get rid of cash, they are going to declare a war on Bitcoin, the lights of which the world has never seen. If you think I am nuts, you are the one with your head in the sand. Be somewhere else. If you are holding a lot of Bitcoin, you still have years. If you are holding a lot of Bitcoin, let me tell you where you don't want to be in 3 years. America, Australia, Europe, maybe Canada. They're not going to like you very much. You're going to be the hated rich. You're going to be the rich that you hate. They're going to hate you because governments don't like rich people. They only like rich people that they control. They don't like random rich people, okay? So when government creates their own cryptocurrencies that are going to be centralized, they will eliminate cash and they will declare war on Bitcoin. Drugs will be legal. Prostitution will be legal. Gambling will be legal with their cryptocurrency so that they know exactly how much taxes to take from you. And Bitcoin is going to be demonized. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Most people aren't. All right, next. Any comments on Putin? Not really. Any comments on Putin looking to regulate Bitcoin miners? Not really. How would government regulations on mining affect Bitcoin? It won't. Miners will move. I mean, they'll move. They'll move to, there's so many countries, Mongolia, Burma, Venezuela. Guys, there are so many countries where government just has no ability to do anything about mining. Come on. If you're mining Bitcoin in freaking Siberia, the government's going to show up there? Give me a break. Give me a break. Just need electricity. Irrelevant. All right. Why are Monero and Litecoin not scams if others are? What exactly are the defining features of a scam? This is a really long question. This is actually why I started the series Crypto Scam. So here is what makes Litecoin and Monero not a scam. Though Monero has a little asterisk on it, right? So for starters, they're proof of work blockchains. Let's start there, okay? If you're not a proof of work blockchain, if you're not proof of work, you're not a blockchain. But done. Okay. So if you're not a blockchain, it's a separate discussion. Okay. If you are a proof of work blockchain, how was it launched? Did you launch it like Zcash and are you skimming 20%? Did you launch it like Steemit, where you proof of worked for a month and then the rich kept getting richer off of proof of stake? Like there are very few blockchains that started with proof of work without a pre-mine and stayed proof of work. So you have to launch your altcoin as proof of work and stay proof of work and fairly, so that the developers that launched it did not have a mining advantage, and they're not skimming. They're not taking a cut off the miners. So that's what you need to not be considered a scam. Now, Monero had a little bit of an issue with that, but they, they kicked out the developer, unlike Dash that praised the developer, and it wasn't as bad as Dash. So you can argue that Monero did launch as a scam, and I wouldn't deny it. But the way Monero has been maintained within a month after its launch, and the history it had since the potential issues at launch, has removed it from my scam category. And I like Fluffy Pony, the lead developer, friend of mine. I like him. I just like him. Nice guy. And Litecoin was always fair. Now there are other coins, like Dogecoin was not a scam, and I think Feathercoin, like I can name a bunch more, right? But they're no one cares. No one cares about them, right? So now we're looking at all of the coins that are not proof of work. They're not blockchains. I don't care. I don't know what the hell they are, right? Now, Ethereum is still a proof of work blockchain. But remember, 80% of Ethereum was not mined. It was created by Vitalik and company, right? So boom, done, right? But my word scam is a very wide range, right? I mean, on one side, you have things like OneCoin and BitConnect. On the other side, you have things like Decred, right? So Decred is probably like one of the less scammiest of the scam bunch. And like BitConnect and OneCoin and I don't know, like Ethereum is kind of in the middle. All the Ethereum copycats are in the middle, probably more scammier than Ethereum. Pinkcoin is probably a little scammier than Ethereum. Like it's a really wide range, okay? I guess Neo is scammier than Ethereum because they're scamming you twice with two different coins. So that's kind of the spectrum, right? But in order for me not to call you a scam, you have to be proof of work. You have to have a fair launch, and you can't be skimming off your miners. That's it. So the only two that are relevant right now is Litecoin and Monero. That's it. I mean, I'm sure you guys can name some more, but I haven't looked into them, so I don't know. It's pretty, like I said, it's a pretty wide zone. Hold on one second, guys. All right, I got a maximum of 20 minutes. All right, next question. if the indicator is so good, why is yours different to the textbook? Good question. So there's two reasons why my indicator is different than a textbook. First of all, when I initially programmed it, I forgot. I forgot to skip that candle. Second of all, my coding skills may or may not have been good enough to skip that candle. I mean, guys, this shit is hard, right? Like Bloomberg has this thing coded perfectly. I'm not exactly Bloomberg. And if I was charging $2,500 a month for this indicator, I can get like, someone the likes of Gregory Maxwell to help me program it. So this shit is not that easy to program. And I'm not even that good of a programmer. So I had someone help me. And when I realized that I missed it, when I realized, let me adjust my mic here. When I realized that my code is different than the textbook by having that little difference, I then did a bunch of back testing, and I realized that my trading or my calls on the market were only benefited by that difference, because I got a leg up on other traders by seeing those nines earlier and being notified earlier. And then I can go back and see, okay, is this a 9 at the same time as the textbook, or is this a 9 a week ahead? If it's a 9 a week ahead, I know that I'm ahead of other traders and I can adjust accordingly. So even though it's different than the textbook, and this also gives me, I guess, an out in court, like if I get sued by the original creator of the indicator because it's a trademarked indicator, I can say that it's not exactly the same. Here are the differences in the code. So my code is different. So those are the reasons why, and I'm going to keep it that way for those reasons. All right, next. Okay. So unfortunately, Rich had to head out, so I don't have any more questions that he sent me over Skype. So I'm going to scroll in the live chat and I'm going to grab some questions. So if you want to throw in a question with a tip, that would definitely catch my attention. Otherwise, I got to scroll through the chat and find it. All right, question. I see a question. Cool. From Roman. Question. Can we, in the near term or midterm, expect another long bear market like after 2013 due to Willybot? No Willybot now. Shouldn't be such long bear market. Yeah, we can, but I don't think we're gonna have one yet. I really think we're good for another few years. I think after the next halving, we could have like a bit of a bear market. And also, like, there's some cool charts. Like, I don't know if I'm really buying into it, but like Justin's been, hey Justin, little shout out. So Justin's been posting these like crazy long-term charts. Thank you for posting it on Medium, by the way, and not the Steemit scam. So Justin's been posting these like crazy long-term charts. And like this doesn't even look like it's higher than this, but it is. So if we get substantially high, we can certainly see a long-term bear market. So he's been writing like these crazy like long-term charts. Like we're not really that. I guess that's an old one that he did. Like if you draw a lot of these regression lines, we're nowhere near like at these over extended levels. You have to realize that going into the 2013 high of 1200, Bitcoin went up 100x in 1 year. 100x in 1 year. This year has been an amazing year. We're not even up 10x yet for the year. Now we're up almost 10x from like November to November. But let's see, Bitcoin would need to be at $10,000 to be up 10x for the year. But in 2013, Bitcoin was up 100x. So if Bitcoin was to go to $100,000, that would be the equivalent of what it did in 2013. In 2013, we went from $10 to 1,000, right? In let's say we go to 10,000 this year, right? Then we've only gone from 1,000 to 10,000. That's, a fraction. That's 10% of what we did in 2013. So Bitcoin was so overbought in 2013 that we had a monster bear market. Now, if Bitcoin just goes up to 20, 25,000, then yeah, we can have an extended bear market. Okay. But yeah, if you want these kinds of, crazy projections, Bitcoin to $10 million or something, check out Justin's work. He's been posting them. Here's Vortex reposting them. All right. I guess these are a little older. He might have to redo it. But anyway, but yeah, but everyone does these crazy projections, right? So check them out. Oh, wait, I'm not sharing screen because I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. Here you go. Here's this Twitter account. Right. And here's like the articles. My bad. Like here, like the articles for these projections, right? So, we went so high above trend. Like if you start drawing these trend lines and these regression lines, like we're not that overbought. I mean, this one is a little old. It's like 3,000, but so now we're here at like 4. We're just above the line, right? Like Bitcoin has gone way more overbought against regression and trend. And I know these are logarithmic charts, but still, like when you start drawing these regressions, we're not that bad. We're not that high up. So yeah, it depends on how high we go. Depends on how high we go. All right, let me see if there's any more questions. Whoa. All right. Start with the word question or ping my name or something. Like it's so hard to spot. All right, I see a question. What do you think will happen to the cryptos when gold, silver, and the Dow move up or down? They're not nothing. They're uncorrelated, guys. Bitcoin and the stock market is pretty much uncorrelated. Next. Will you ever stop worrying about having a retest of 1,300 without actually retesting it? Yes. I said this earlier today. When we are stable above $10,000, I will remove 1,300 from the worry category. It's kind of like, oh man, how far do I want to scroll back here? It's the weekly chart, right? Like here. When the prior high, oh, I don't even have it here. Maybe I'll go to here. Right. So here's the thing, right? The prior high over here was $32 right there, right? When we broke $32, we went all the way to 250. We then crashed down to $50. So there was a $20 gap between this high of 30 and this high of 50. Now, $20 gap may not seem like much, but $20 above $30 is over 50%, right? So when this fell down to 50, we never actually tested the 30 prior high. And it's the same situation here. Now, eventually the price stabilizes above $100 and you no longer worry about it going back to 30. It's the same situation we have now. I need the price to stabilize above a very prominent psychological round number. And since the support of 1,300 is above 1,000, I wouldn't want us consistently above the next psychological number, which is 10,000. So once we're psychologically above 10,000 and staying there, I will no longer worry about 1,300. It's the same situation of the falling from 250 to 50 and not reaching 30. Okay, similar. All right, let's see what else we got. I only have a few minutes, guys. Do you expect an artificial run-up for B Gold or 2x like we had for B Cash? If so, how long? So, okay, so I didn't realize people would take B Cash seriously. And what's happening with B Cash right now is what I expected to happen on 2x, like a big run-up into the hard fork and then a sell-off right after. So I think a bigger one's going to happen for 2x. I think there'll be a bigger run up. I think we're going to go to 7,000 between now and the 2x hard fork, and the 2x hard fork is going to drop the price. It's kind of playing out right now in B Cash, in B Gold, but you can't even pull your B Gold out. So we'll see if it's worth anything. Next question. Why do you think that Ethereum is a scam? I don't have 2 more hours. Please do your own research and you will probably understand why. Next. How do you plan to split your coins? I don't know yet because I can't even split them for a few more weeks. So we'll deal with that. We'll cross over that bridge when we get there. I don't know what's a safe way is, but for now, I have moved all of my coins into private keys that I control. Not private keys that Trezor controls, not private keys that Coinbase controls, not private keys that Ledger controls. I have moved my Bitcoin to the private keys that I control so that I can then move those private keys into software that takes out the B Gold for me. But before I do, I will move my Bitcoin back into cold storage of a Ledger, of a Trezor, or whatever else I use. Next. Someone's asking me, how do I tip? Oh, God. I don't have time to get into that. It's okay. If you don't know how to tip me, please don't lose all your Bitcoin trying. Next. Do you use a BTC debit card for traveling? Absolutely not. I don't want to be traced. That's not how I use Bitcoin. Enjoy your coffee. Next. Do you think Dogecoin? I don't care. No, I'm not reading that question. Which exchange would you recommend to trade Bitcoin? I don't recommend trading Bitcoin. I recommend holding on to your own private keys. In your view, is Bitfinex better than the rest? Bitfinex has stopped taking retail clients. Guys, please do your research. Bitfinex is institutional only going forward. All right. Most of my consulting clients use BitMax. That's all I can tell you. Next, rumors circulating that B Gold and B2X are dead before they're even started. Thoughts? Doesn't seem like it. I mean, the latest estimate of 2x futures is like 17% of the value of Bitcoin. That doesn't seem to be dead on arrival. The latest estimates on B Gold is like 5%. So we'll see. I mean, they're dead as far as them being anything useful in the future, but they're not like dead price wise. I mean, look, as shitty as B Trash is, it's still better than almost every altcoin there is. I mean, the underlying layer is still Bitcoin. Someone says, what book does he reference all the time? Well, the book about the indicator. I didn't make up this indicator, guys. I kind of just wrote my own code based on publicly available rules. I just don't want to say the name of the indicator because I don't want to get sued. Next. Oh, really? It's not working? Clicking on my reference link? I'll update it. I'll update my TradingView reference link in my in the description of my video. Sorry about that. I'll do that after this video. How do you calculate your Bitcoin index? I don't have a Bitcoin index, guys. Why do you consider other coin scams if people are willing to pay for these coins with awareness of most being owned by devs? If they guys, they're not people are putting money into one coin still. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? People are dumb. They think they can get out and make money, and some of them will, most of them won't. Is there any sustainable, good-hearted way of investing? Why am I still doing screen share? Is there any sustainable, good-hearted way of investing in a decentralized future? Not that I know of. Buy Bitcoin. Guys, what do you want to be decentralized? Why is decentralized better? We've had two examples in the history of the world. We've had two examples where decentralized is better. One of them is file sharing. And no one is even using file sharing anymore because you have streaming services. You have everyone is using what do you call it? Pandora, or what was the other one? What's the music? I mean, I don't use it. I don't listen to music anymore. I'm a Bitcoiner. I don't have time. Like, why the hell do you think decentralized is better? I mean, people are selling you bullshit. Decentralized is not better. Okay, two examples of decentralization that have worked. One is file sharing, which people aren't even using anymore, right? I don't download movies anymore. I stream them. I stream them from centralized storage, okay, that someone else does and is nice enough to share them for me to stream. It's not illegal to stream pirated stuff, but it's illegal to download it, okay? So decentralized file sharing was great back when we were all downloading music and movies. No one is downloading this anymore. Maybe some DJs are, but that's about it, right? Because now you have all of these streaming services that are either cheap or free, and they stream mostly from centralized places. These places just, protect their data a little bit better, and they have a shitload of backups, and they have a shitload of competition for that streaming to make money from ads. The other example of decentralization is Bitcoin, to decentralize the movement of value transfer, because that has been censored for as long as time has existed. Okay? That's it. That's it. Why do you believe that decentralization is better in any other way? Oh, God. Anyway, I had enough of this nonsense. At what price will Bitcoin have to? At what price does Bitcoin have to be to bring in the feds? I'm sure the feds are already watching all of you people, including myself. All right, next. How high will SegWit? I don't know. I have no idea how high SegWit2x can pump Bitcoin, guys. I just know we're topping. We're coming into a top. The time to buy Bitcoin was early in the year, like I was telling everyone. Now is not the time to be buying Bitcoin. Now is the time to look for a good exit. Why am I charting Bitcoin against the dollar, but alts against Bitcoin? I'm sorry, I'm not entertaining that question. You are either 13 or you just started trading. Either way, don't trade. Please stop. Did I take up the offer from Decred to discuss it on their channel? Why? I interviewed them. I know exactly what their coin is. They just took the bullshit from the other top 10 coins that people love to, shill to people, and they put it all into one. It's garbage. What do I think about Ledger X? I don't think about Ledger X, guys. You need $3 million in order to participate in Ledger X. No one watching me right now has that kind of money to put up, including myself. If BT2 chain has a lot of mining power, and then BT1 chain, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me send my message. This might be a good question. If the B2, if the SegWit chain has a lot of mining power and the Bitcoin One chain has slow block time, how will it affect the Bitcoin One price during the fork if people can't move their money fast enough? I don't think that's going to happen. I think all of the mining that the SegWit 2x chain is going to get is from the B-Trash people, which is why they're trying to hard fork to change their economic formula. It's ridiculous. What are your thoughts about the recent coin market cap actually decreasing? I'm not sure what that means. Well, I don't have much. I only have a few minutes left, guys. I got a question with a tip. Oh, okay. Thank you. I just read your question before the tip even came in. Yeah. So, look, I don't think the SegWit chain is going to get a lot of miners, especially from Bitcoin. Right? They'll get the same miners. I'll talk more about this later. You know what? I'll talk to Jimmy. We'll brainstorm on this. We'll cover this topic in about a week or two when we get closer. But I'm not expecting that. If that happens, so Bitcoin will be slow. So, price might dip a little bit, and then the difficulty will readjust, and we'll be fine. Someone says, "Why am I such a dick to my followers?" I don't care, guys. I don't care. I really don't. My true followers know me. Because half my followers are trolls. Half my followers hate me and they listen to every word I say. So who am I catering to, right? Who am I catering to, right? I have half of the people follow me because they like me. Half of the people hate my guts, but they still follow me because I'm right. And then they troll back they'll watch the whole video and then they'll talk smack about something I said like an hour and a half into the video, right? So yeah, I'm talking to those followers too, right? I cover both sides. If there's a group of people wash trading on Bitfinex, do you think they're able to manipulate the price in the range of a few hundred? Yes, they can manipulate the price in a range of a few hundred. And yes, they can do it for, on a short-term basis, but they cannot alter the long-term trend. Does Peter Schiff have a point? I don't know. What point does he have? When he is saying that nothing is backing Bitcoin, that's not true. The darknet market is backing Bitcoin. Electricity is backing Bitcoin. Government elimination of cash is backing Bitcoin. The war on drugs is backing Bitcoin. Come on, there's 100 things backing Bitcoin. Whoa, this chat is really scrolling. All right, guys, I can't get the rest of your questions. There's like 100 more questions. All right, hey, thank you for tuning in. Oh, I think I already went into Jimmy's thing. Sorry, Jimmy. I think you started half an hour ago. All right, people will catch up. I think this was like almost 2 hours, but I did a bunch of Q&A. Tone, do you know your ad that comes up for this podcast is Craig Grant promotion? All right, guys, I do not control what ads come up in front of my videos. I would like to turn the ads off on the videos. Unfortunately, I would then lose Super Chat, which I like. Also, I think I would lose a lot of YouTube's promotion of my video. So when you see an ad for BitConnect on my videos, please report these ads as scams to YouTube because they're scams and they're scamming people. All right. Bye, guys. On that note, I'm going to call it a day, and I'll talk to you all later.